Hello, welcome back to our channel, Conscious Relating. I'm Dear.
I'm Wolf.
So today we are going to explore the topic of growing pain into love. So we're gonna talk about how Dear, me, and Wolves we experience our childhood and also our teenage years and how we actually outgrow from the old wounds and what we experience that could be traumatic and negative, and how we actually alchemize that these experiences into something really valuable and bring us into our relationship today. So yeah,
Hmm.
so to start with, I guess I would love to have some input from you, Wolf,
Yeah,
to share with the audience.
yeah. As you said, it's uh, like in conscious relating. One way to be conscious, the way I see it, is that no matter what happens to us in life, that we at least we have a little bit of a choice what to do with it. So even if it's like something painful, at least we got it. Okay, this came into our hands, and how we somehow, yeah, what we can do about this. Then it's kind of a little bit. We have a little bit of a choice to at least. So say like painful experiences or in life somehow also can be an opportunity to yeah, to turn into something beautiful. So it is like, and I'm not saying that pain is in that sense, or painful experiences are good per se, because I don't, yeah, wish anyone to experience pain, or neither do I, but rather that somehow, okay, we face some stuff in life that can be difficult, especially when we're kids and we cannot really know how to do about it. But even also as adults, it's like things that happen can be hard to face. But then just how, yeah, can we make use of it for some way, like because the risk is if we kind of like let the pain sink in, like you know, unfairly treated, poor, like why is this happening to me, and like blah blah, why this person, blah blah blah, and they're like these bad guys, and then we can easily becomes a little bit cranky, and even can become like miserable, like really feeling like miserable, just because we kind of get into the loop of like poor me, and yeah, and a way to maybe to get out of that spiral that kind of brings us down and to be more and more miserable is to somehow, okay, some shit happens, and of course that's painful, but at least I can see if I can anyway like make my life as beautiful as I can, and let the pain somehow, sometimes I can, yeah, it can be as a hidden treasure when we kind of see it from the, okay, this has been more challenging for me, and then how that can be transformed into something beautiful. So for me, I was first in love with a girl when I was in like 8 years old, and so I was early on a romantic, and this girl I was like, yeah, I was kind of thinking about her all the time. And one day I kind of said this thing when you kind of in Swedish frågar chans, just like you ask this girl if she wanna be with me, kind of like kids do. And she said no, and that I still remember that, like it was like big rejection. So I was like, I'm not good enough. So I'm like, that feeling like I'm not good enough for the one I'm in love with. and that kind of stuck with me. So there was like another girl I was in love with in fifth grade, and this time even more. And I was kind of, yeah. And actually, one day she came up to me and asked me like, "Can she be with me?" But then I had like such a bad self-image that I was not good enough. So I kind of just said, no. I kind of, I kind of like, no, I don't know if if I want, blah blah blah. So I kind of missed that chance uh, to really be with someone that I actually really wanted. And this time it was my because I got scared and was so that kind of also stuck with me for some years. So I was had that self-image that I had to kind of break through, and it was like in my like at my 16, 17 when I actually started flipping around and starting to like, okay, yeah, this is crappy to feel like I'm not good enough. So I started back then to start turning around. And yeah, throughout my years, it's been also like been for me a treasure is how to like attract a beautiful woman like deer. That's like, and somehow how can I use this feeling like no, I'm not good enough, blah blah blah. She doesn't like me, and blah blah blah. To more say, okay, I am good enough, and I am an attractive man, charismatic, charming, and also to somehow uh, bring out these qualities that's within me, and because you guys, all of us have it already. It's kind of already in our system. We have these qualities, and you already know it. That you have this charming, charismatic, playful, funny, seductive. It's it's already within us, and so it's kind of just that going past those fears. Like so many guys, we're kind of sitting and we're kind of waiting for Mrs. Right, and sitting at home and blah blah, and when she's gonna come and
Miss Right.
Mrs. Right,
Mrs.
and
Right is
then
like
you're like,
someone who is
and days
married.
and years goes by, and we kind of, oh yeah, I'm not good enough, or yeah, she's like,
Mm.
or the girls are just they not easy these days, or they're like all kind of excuses. So if you're feeling like yourself is stuck in a situation, we can either become cranky and say, oh yeah, it's like all the girls, they just are, it's their fault, or I just know I'm not, I'm too old, I'm too young, I'm too whatever, short, tall. So it's so easy to get ourselves into the excuses to why we cannot have what we want in life. And somehow this kind of approach that life actually wants to give us the highest possibly good, but somehow we has to also be have the courage to get out, you know, get out into the world, show ourselves, like, and then I didn't just sit there and you just came and sat in my lap. I had to kind of interact somehow and somehow create some kind of spark. It it was just like that kind of things are. So it's like it's yeah. What I'm getting to is we just have to find what's feeling painful and what can we do about it. Uh,
Hmm.
so yeah, so
Hmm.
that's one thing that comes to me. And how about you, my love?
Thank you, thank you, thank you for having this courage and share such vulnerable like part of your life story with everyone. And
Mm,
yeah, for me, I can hear that self criticism or like being self critical is one of the gates for us to outgrow and actually alchemize this into like more love. It's like having the self love self acceptance, being less self critical, is really one big step towards being able to accept the others, like what you share, that we have this self validation that I'm good in love, so we can easily attract the one that is meant for us, and also we're able to accept the love from the others. um I do can share from my experience growing up. There, like, isolation has always been a theme in my childhood and teenage years, because of the situation in my parents, especially the relationships, that my father is not very friendly with his siblings, so that's why we have minimal contact with the relatives from my father's side. And also, as a matter of fact, they divorced when I was in my early teens, and my mom's family is in it, yeah, family is in um, China, so it's relatively far away, because we are living in Hong Kong, and my mom was really raising my siblings and me, and we rarely have any big celebrations, and usually it's just stay at home, and there's not really relatives to visit. And so that period I really feel very lonely and isolated, especially the fact that I was pretty shy and I didn't make so many friends, and maybe one or two close friends. So yeah, and that's why for me, I can see that the growth for me to be able to, regarding to the topic of relationship, and also um, going into like a conscious relating, is really to open up myself and going out and venture out to get to know people, networking, and really putting myself out there, outreaching, and so on. And that's what I did. So I actually, early on, like when I was 18 years old, I was studying hotel management at that time, and I really chose to did an internship in Taiwan. And yeah, I was able, that's kind of like my first step, putting myself. And then yeah, I know that there's some males, they are really interested in me, but I really yeah, I didn't really, yeah, I guess I was scared to go into this kind of uh yeah, relationship. Like, I feel really scared. I have no experience, or not from my mom or friends sharing their stories of relating to a man. And yeah, I didn't even know, you know like, what is my sexual orientation, because I also was studying in a girls school. So it was like I have a serious lack of like self exploration of my own sexuality. I don't really know what I like, not to mention like more like sex or kings, and so on, like. So that was the first step, but then later on I also venture out into like America, or I yeah, I go to Greece and Europe for various reasons. And I did try a different ways to be able to know men, but it wasn't the conscious way. I did use one of those dating apps. I tried, um, but I just find out, no, it's not for me. I know that there's something. deeper than knowing a person by what they write on their profile, and also the connection just is not based on um, getting to know each other, and it's more like just for sex, especially those apps. So okay, I want to come back to mm, yeah, I know that for me, to overcome this growing pain, which is isolation and loneliness, is to put myself out there, which is one of the ways, um, is to actually go to and show up for some activities that I like, and which was I joined this festival, like conscious festival, dancing and singing, and I was attending one of the workshops, and it was held by Wolf. So that was how we met, and yeah, so that's kind of like the key. We also cover in one of the episodes that when we show up for who we are, what we love, then we can seem like easily attract people like interested people, and that's already kind of speak a lot about us, because naturally we also share some other values, and which is really important, like sharing similar values. And yeah,
Mm.
I'm very glad that yeah, between us we do share a lot of values, and that's why we're really able to relate and have that capacity also to accept each other's differences. And so uh, Wolf, do you have any more things to share, or I can also wrap up?
I can say,
Mm,
yeah, it's life is not easy for no one. It's like we all have to face tough stuff. Like I think everyone is watching this episode can relate. It's like it's somehow it's just part of being a human. That is so yeah, it's just crappy, but it's also beautiful, and it's also kind of like this conscious approach is somehow a way to handle a life that is full of can be full of a lot of tough realities, and so it can somehow give us that
mm,
muscle to actually thrive thrive and live a happy joyous life in spite of difficulties. And somehow so it's also yeah, when we will cover that in another
mm,
episode about like spiritual practice, and like I guess all of us, all of you have something that like go to that fuel us so we are able to handle whatever comes in a conscious way. So but I guess for this episode the key is yeah somehow that yeah both you and me we had some parts of our childhoods that been difficult, and and
mm,
somehow it can also help
mm,
us to we can see it like it can be a help for us to find this treasure that
mm,
we maybe missed out on when we were younger for some way.
mm,
And yeah,
mm,
so we of course invite you guys to write something if you feel it kind of resonates, so you can relate to what we've been sharing, and if you have any
mm,
ideas for.
okay, I also want to just add on
Mm,
before we closing, because yeah, I mean, if we are to share like growing pain, it can be a lot of episodes, to be
yeah.
honest. But I'm just focusing on the one that I felt like want to have a voice
Mm,
to express. But yeah, I guess our emphasis here is not to uh like sort of
yeah.
brag about our painful experiences, and but rather just to really highlight yeah, the beauty of alchemizing this growing pain into something really beautiful and transformative that could
Mm.
potentially really um, change the pattern how we relate from our parents, and also pass on to our generations to be able to relate to each other consciously, so we don't need to reloop this pattern over and over again.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I say thank you so very much
Yeah.
for watching this video, and do let us know if you have any thoughts and comments down below. And we're happy to have you, and we'll see you in the next one.
Just
Thank
one
you.
chocolate.
Yeah, I have there.
Oh, you have one already. So I'll have one chocolate. So we have, it's like 6 pieces left. I'll go for this one. And yeah, see you in the next one.